With the drought in MMA content for the past couple weeks because there has been no card, I finally wanted to sit down and I finally wanted to talk about Josh Hotkit coming to the UFC because, and I would imagine it's going to be a little bit of a quicker video, but I don't understand something about the MMA community. We're going to talk about him. We're going to watch, I guess, a little bit of a piece of his post-fight press conference, and then I wanted to get into a few things that the MMA community had to say about it. Just hear me out because I think it's a little bit of an interesting conversation I've been wanting to have for a little while, okay? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with my YouTube channel. So, I have the clip here from championship rounds. Josh Hotkit won, I believe it was a couple weeks ago over in the Ultimate Fighter, and I wanted to make a video on it, but things ended up coming up, and of course, we can't use any actual UFC footage, so we're starting off with this, and there is a part that we are going to have to unfortunately mute for YouTube purposes, okay? Let's hear it.
His partner, Dana White, have decided to get rid of this unentertaining heavyweight division. And instead, we're gonna create the incredible Hulk division. But my opponents won't be these lazy, boring heavyweights.
Now, you can already see he's going for the Colby Covington-ish angle. Is it cringe? Yeah. Do I love it? Yes. But unfortunately, he starts calling out some particular people that a lot of the MMA fan base could relate to. Conversation for another time, okay? I just can't repeat it for you on YouTube, and YouTube, I'm very grateful to be on this platform. We would never in a million years condone such a thing, okay? And for those of you about to comment down below, to just stand on it and speak out. I live in Canada. We don't have free speech, okay? So, he started naming off a few people that he was going to fight.
And one by one, I give them a good old American beatdown inside the octagon to show the world that there's consequences for these types of behaviors in America.
Now, what I do not understand about the MMA community is, for a very long time, how often have we been just crying and moaning about the UFC being boring, there being no stars, there'll never be another Conor McGregor, but when somebody comes who's trying, we automatically look at this and go, oh my god, so we have another Colby Covington, oh my god, another Conor McGregor wannabe, and people are even doing another one-up and saying something along the lines of like, oh, so he's just being like this so he can get signed to the UFC. Yeah? Yeah? Why wouldn't you sign somebody like this? Why wouldn't you? And look what this guy did. And I know that I'm late to the conversation. I initially wasn't going to have this conversation, but that night, everybody was talking about it. Whether it's, this guy's an idiot, whether it was, I can't believe the UFC signing someone like this, or people being a little bit refreshed that somebody's doing like a WWE type promo. He did it. Josh Hotkit over here was very successful on his Dana White's Contender Series debut. He got a really good win. He got a call out, and he had the entirety of social media in the MMA space talking about him. People weren't talking about any other performances that night. They were talking about Josh. Mission successful. We need some villains in the sport again. Guys, as much as a lot of you hate Colby Covington, he is good to have into the sport because a lot of people want to see him get beat up. A lot of people laugh at him. A lot of things that Colby Covington says, as cringe as it could be, it starts going viral. It starts circulating. One of those things that Colby starts yapping out of his mouth is going to stick. And a lot of times, it creates for a more interesting watch within the UFC. You might hate it, but you can't deny, and I know many people like this too who just cannot stand Colby Covington. And I don't know why we're equating everything to Colby nowadays, but I mean, like, I can kind of see like this in particular, but everybody's always talking about like, oh my god, we don't need another Colby Covington. Just my point being, we need more villains in the sport. We need more excitement in the sport. Everybody's crying and whining about the state of MMA press conferences and the stars in the UFC. Oh my god, the UFC's in a star drought. But we don't give these people a chance. Back in the day, people would have ate this up. Back in the day, people would have been like, hell yeah, this is awesome. And then especially somebody coming in like an American, people would have eaten this up back in the day. But now we look at it and we go, oh, so this guy's just trying to be another Conor McGregor. It's unbelievable to me, man. But of course, it's not just about what I think. I wanted to get the opinion of the MMA community as well. There's just a couple things that we're going to take a look at today. Fight Analyst had this to say: lame-ass clown, acting BS, bro, just go to WWE. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, right? We never give these people a chance anymore. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm not saying that you have to at all. It's just, for me personally, it's a little bit refreshing. I can't wait to see him come into the UFC. I can't wait to see what kind of, like, what the heck's going to come out of his mouth. He's probably going to do some good work at a press conference. If he wins his next fight, he's probably going to do, he's going to cut another promo on the microphone. Especially in the heavyweight division, we have somebody who's fairly in shape He's right. He needs some light into the heavyweight division. How boring is the heavyweight division? How boring has it been? We need people like this in the UFC, man. We need some people. This ain't it, another user said. We don't need any crazy promos to make heavyweight interesting. We need athletes that aren't out of breath in the damn interview. That's true, but that's not what we have right now. And I will take this guy. Give me Josh Hotkit. I'll take him, okay? It's better than what we have right now because, like, nobody in the heavyweight division can juice anymore. See, everybody's also saying heavyweight Colby Covington. Yeah, and again, you can hate this. You can hate Colby Covington all you want, but I don't understand, like, where the mindset shift within the MMA community has taken place where we're just laughing at people like that anymore. Honestly, I respect the effort there. At least he's not sitting down. He's not fighting. He could be a nobody sitting down being like, yeah, you know, my talent speaks for itself, and I actually deserve a title shot or at least a #1 contender fight. There are too many people like that out there. At least he's going to come in there. He's going to breathe some light into the heavyweight division. I need something like that, okay? Another user had this to say, and just when I thought the image of the sport was going to be taken serious again. I don't know. I don't think like anything like this would ruin it. It's one guy out of how many? If it works, it works. Who knows? It's a little difficult, and it's at the end of the day, it's cage fighting. People cut promos all the time. Speak MMA had this to say about it. Unfortunately, the fact that everyone is talking about this means that Hotkit got exactly what he wanted out of this promo: visibility. None of us would know his name if he didn't make that speech, but now we do. This guy gets it. And he might not even agree with the stuff that came out of his mouth. Just like the story of Colby Covington, guys. He was going to get cut, so he turned into the character that he was. And now, just like Speak MMA said over here, everybody under the sun for the Contender series has been talking about this guy. And I'm certainly going to be paying attention to him. And I would imagine that a lot of other hardcore MMA fans are also going to be paying attention to this guy once he actually gets his first fight, enters the octagon. If he does a good job with social media, that's even a plus over there. Kobe Bryant Macomber had this to say. The promo worked. The internet and community is all over this guy. Any publicity is good publicity. I agree with that. And that's what the UFC wants. The UFC doesn't care if it's cringe. The UFC doesn't care what comes out of your mouth. The UFC cares if you've gotten some attention with social media. The UFC cares about the numbers that actually spiked. Now, I have been talking about for a little while about how social media should, you know, relate to fighter pay a little bit, and that just kind of reminded me, if you see any sort of viral spikes, maybe you should get a little bit of a bonus in pay. And I dove a little bit into that entire topic with fighter pay and some bonuses with social media in this complete guide to fixing the MMA video. I would love to have you guys check out the video. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Take care, guys.